Hey, welcome to Rygaard Creations. In this video, I will show you how to create a very special top menu interface fully customized with only the most used and specific features to make it even easier to work with in the custom room Rygaard Creations, okay? That's right. It's true. Who said this wouldn't be possible in 3DCoat? Another very special secret that I'll be sharing with you all, right? Right. But before I begin, in case you have any questions, I would like to let you know that it's very important. You should first watch the previous videos in which I explain important things that will be used here too, okay? Good. I will click on the Edit Current Room Settings button. And in this window, I'm going to click on the Edit Script for the menu button to open the menu.cpp script. In this script, I scroll down until I find the main function, which is right here. And before the main function, I'm going to begin the process of creating my own menu. To do this, I'm going to create here a function called Rygaard Creations Menu. The next step is to have 3DCoat create a new menu at the top for the function Start Main Menu. And for the function parameter, I use Rygaard Creations because, quite simply, I want the name of the menu to be Rygaard Creations, right? Right. Now that I have created the Rygaard Creations menu, I start adding the features I want to this custom menu. For example, I will look for the help function. And inside it, I'm going to copy the two functions that corresponds to the turntable and turntable rendering with post-process commands. These two functions are right here. I will select them, press Ctrl+C on the keyboard to copy them. Great. Now, I'm going to go back to my Rygaard Creations function. And right below the Start Main Menu function, I'm going to press Ctrl+V on the keyboard to paste the two functions that I just copied. But there is only one thing missing to make everything work properly. Okay? Good. I need to tell 3DCoat to run the Rygaard Creations menu function. And that way, the menu will be shown in the interface, okay? To do this, I go to the main function. Inside it, right after the closing curly bracket of the conditional structure if easy room retuple, I will write here the function I created, Rygaard Creations menu. Great. It's time to prove to you all that I did everything right here inside the menu.cpp script. So, I'll save this script, close it, go back to 3DCoat and click the OK button. As you can see, from this moment on, I have exactly my own custom menu on the top of the interface with the features I added, right? Right. Now, I'm going to add some other features to the Rygaard Creations menu. And for this, I'm going to open the menu.cpp script. I already went ahead and separated the codes I need for the Rygaard Creations menu. But don't worry, I will explain what exactly I did here for you, okay? What I did was simply, inside the menu.cpp script, I just selected some commands related to the view and freeze menus. The commands smooth shade, flat shade, wireframe, backface culling, show voxels in paint room, show poly objects in sculpt room, and show retouch objects in sculpt room exist inside the create view menu function. And the commands toggle freeze view, show hide freeze, freeze painted pixels, freeze transparent pixels, and hide frozen area exist inside the freeze menu function. Perfect. Now, a very important thing. I know you probably already know about this, but I will tell you again. The moment you want certain commands, always check if these commands need a verification to be able to work correctly, okay? Meaning, if certain commands are inside a conditional if structure, then you need to keep these commands inside that if conditional structure and not just copy the command without the conditional structure, okay? For example, this is the case with some commands that have conditional structure that you are seeing here. So, when I copied these commands, I also needed to copy the conditional structures, okay? I will select all these commands. Press Ctrl C on the keyboard to copy them. And I will return to the menu.cpp script. My next step here is to find my function that I created from Rygaard Creations menu, okay? To do that, I'm going to go down to the end of the script. And right here, after the function menu item render turntable screenshots, I will press Ctrl V to paste all the functions related to the commands I just copied. Great! Now, I will save the menu.cpp script. Close it. Go back to 3DCoat and press the OK button. And as you can see, I have successfully added all these commands into my custom Rygaard Creations menu, right? Right. I will need to add some other commands to the Rygaard Creations menu. The first two commands are toGlobalSpace and toUniformSpace, which are located in the right-click script rmb.cpp. And as you can see, they are located right here. Since I need to add these two commands, I will be able to explain something very important to you. So, I will select everything I need. Press Ctrl+C on the keyboard to copy them. Now, I can go back to 3DCoat and open the menu.cpp script. I'll scroll down until I find my Rygaard creations function. Menu. It's right here. And right after the menu separator function, I'm going to press Ctrl+V on the keyboard to paste the codes here that I need, okay? As you can see, the commands are inside the if no cache conditional structure. And this means that for these commands to be shown and work correctly, it's necessary that we are not in proxy mode. Because if we are in proxy mode, then these two commands will not be available, okay? But there is a small problem with this no cache condition. Because this code was copied from the script rmb.cpp, the right mouse button menu. Okay? Good. I would need to do some more advanced steps to get the no cache variable recognized and working correctly here inside the menu.cpp script. To avoid these slightly more advanced steps that you have not seen yet, I will show you an easier way to make these commands work correctly, okay? We already know a very important piece of information that these two commands would only be available if we are not in proxy mode. Knowing this, there is a function called isProxy, which means if we are in proxy mode. So, I will replace the variable no cache with the function isProxy. Great. But there is just one more step to make this function work the way it needs to. In order for us to check that we are not in proxy mode, we just need to add the exclamation mark before the function. That way, the exclamation mark means no. So, when I put the exclamation mark before the isProxy, this means that if we are not in proxy mode, and that is exactly what we need for these commands to work correctly, okay? Great. I will save the script, close it, back to 3DCoat, press the OK button, and as you can see, the two commands have been added correctly to the Rygaard creations menu, right? Right. But I will still prove to you that if I go to proxy mode, these two commands will not be available. Now that I am in proxy mode, I come again to the Rygaard creations menu. And now I no longer have the two commands inside the proxy mode, right? Right. I'm going back to surface mode. Perfect. Now, I'm going to add the other commands that are located in the menu.cpp script inside the geometry menu function. To do this, I go to where the geometry menu function is located. Right here. And inside it, I want the commands decimate, sim copy, weld verges, close hole, objectify, separate, and delete hidden. Okay? But I have already advanced the process, and here there are all the commands from the geometry menu function that I need. So I'm going to select all these commands. I'm going to press Ctrl C on the keyboard to copy them. And I will return to the menu.cpp script. I'm going to the Rygaard Creations menu, which is here. And after the closing curly bracket of the not is proxy conditional structure, right here, I'm going to press the Ctrl V on the keyboard to paste all the commands that I just copied from the geometry menu function, okay? Great. I will save the menu.cpp script. Close it. Back to 3DCoat, click the OK button. And as you can see, I have successfully added the commands into the Rygaard Creations menu, right? Right. I hope you have learned something new, and as always, I will see you all in the next video. See you there.